Hey, it's Dr. Nicola coming to you live with something that I've actually been wanting to post in a video and share with you all for a number of weeks now, but I've actually been really held back by a decent amount of embarrassment and shame and pretty strong inner critic that says that I shouldn't tell this story because I'm not supposed to have this sort of thing happen to me because I treat anxiety, I treat panic, I treat all these things. And if I was good at treating that, then that means these things wouldn't happen to me. So I'm actually sharing this as kind of a twofer today. One, to demonstrate the wisdom of the body, and the other to just name that we are all on this path together. And just because we're in a healing profession or we're in the beauty world and we have a non-beautiful day or whatever, doesn't mean that we're not authentically in it. It doesn't mean that we're never going to have bumps or hiccups or issues or illness or symptoms. So I'm sharing the story with you today because a few weeks ago, I was in a moment in my world where I hit a point of overwhelm. But I didn't really know it, and I was pushing through, and when I was carrying a lot of emotion and I wasn't making a lot of time to be with all that was here. And so what happened one morning is I actually had a little moment with my husband, and I went down into our room to just take a minute, and I had what I consider a panic attack. I didn't know it in the moment, but I was breathing really strangely, really shallow. My face ended up going numb. I ended up getting down on my knees. It was really, really uncomfortable and scary, and I had a hard time breathing. My husband ended up coming down and helping me through it. And afterwards, I was like, what in the world? And then I was like, oh my God, I just had a panic attack and I don't have a history of this. It was really unusual and scary. And as I gave myself a little bit of time, rather than running to work or running to what I was going to do next, I realized that this was an indicator of how big my world had gotten and how overwhelmed I was with everything on my plate. I had overcommitted at work. There were some other pieces going on at home, and I just couldn't hold anymore. But I'm someone who has a huge capacity, so my default, my tendency is to hold more and make more space and just open it up. And so when I couldn't do that anymore, my mind and my heart, I wasn't present to that awareness. So my body took over and demonstrated to me how deep I had gotten and how important it was for me to stop and take a different path. And so I actually, later on that day, I, went to dance, and I actually, no, I didn't. I went for a hike because I wanted to be outside. And it was really this awesome opportunity for me to really honor the wisdom of my body and really take a moment. Thank you, body. Thank you for being so big and dramatic and getting my attention in such a big way that I couldn't possibly ignore you anymore. It wasn't enough that I was getting tired in the afternoons. It wasn't enough that I wasn't sleeping really well. There were all these little signs along the way that my body was doing that my body doesn't normally share, but they were subtle, too subtle for me to really hear in a big way. And so my body took the next step up. And so I'm sharing this with you today because what if your body was divinely wise beyond all measure, beyond anything you could imagine, and every symptom or sensation or experience that you have in your body is actually designed to bring you back into yourself and bring you closer to your own knowing. And if we have that point of view when our body gets sick or injured or panicky or isn't sleeping or our period's hurt or our digestion is off or fill in the blank, if we look at those pieces from a point of view that says, wait, this is the body in its infinite wisdom telling me that I need to stop and reflect and look at my patterns, then what a gift it would be to receive all that the body has to give you. So here I am sharing this piece. Again, my critics, they're going to judge you. So just, even though I've written an ebook on inner critic and do this work with myself and my patients every day, I still have that voice that's talking to me. and I can be in relationship to that voice and just say, yeah, I hear you, and I'm going to go ahead and share this anyway. So there's your twofer for this Friday afternoon. I'd love to hear any stories or comments about your body and how maybe your body had to get big in expression in order for you to realize something that was going on in your world. So thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye-bye.